That day's shoot had lasted longer than expected. The outdoor scene in the Highlands had to stop because the strong wind had damaged the equipment. The whole crew took a break, everyone went back to their trailers. But Sam didn't. He stood looking up at the hill in the distance, where the afternoon sunlight fell, spreading across the dry, dewy grass. Caitriona caught his gaze and smiled slightly. "Want to escape from the set for a few hours?" Sam didn't answer, just winked. In a moment, the two of them had quietly left in the props department's off-road jeep. The driver thought they were looking for extras and didn't ask any more questions. The dirt road led them to an empty meadow, nearly 3 kilometers away from the filming site. No signal, no assistant, no studio supervisor, just them and the rare atmosphere of freedom. Caitriona took off her shoes and walked barefoot onto the slightly chilly grass. Sam followed behind and asked absent-mindedly, "If this were a movie scene, what do you think the director would make us do?" She looked up. "They'll probably make us say some cheesy lines, then kiss in a preset angle." Sam laughed. "Thank goodness there's no camera here." They sat down under a small tree. Sam took out 2 trench coats and a bag of snacks from the trunk of the car. Caitriona leaned against the tree, her hair flowing lightly in the wind. No makeup, no need to adjust her posture, she looked more natural and hard to look away than any other scene. A moment of silence, just the sound of the wind and each other's breathing. Sam suddenly threw the question. "Have you ever thought, if we met for something other than a movie?" She didn't answer right away. Her eyes met his, not the look of a co-star acting out an inner scene, but a rare look she had never shown on camera. "If there wasn't a script," Caitriona said slowly, "things would have been a lot more dangerous." Sam frowned. "Why?" "Because at that time, I didn't know where I would stop." At that moment, no one took the initiative but the distance narrowed. No backlighting, no effects, just the warmth from the person in front of her. Sam lightly touched her wrist, not like acting, not like taking promotional photos. She didn't avoid it. The afternoon wind grew colder. They wrapped themselves in the same coat, sitting so close that their breaths mingled. Sam spoke softly, as if afraid of breaking that fragile moment. "When we come back, everything will return to the right role." "But here," Kate interrupted. "There is no role here." The last ray of sunlight fell on the horizon. The film crew's cars still hadn't arrived. No text messages, no assistants calling back. Time seemed to be frozen, deliberately giving the two of them a secret moment of separation. Sam leaned forward, about to say something, but Kate held up a hand to stop him. "Don't explain. Don't call it character emotion. Don't turn it into a scene. Just leave it there." Sam nodded slowly. His ambiguous smile, and her defenseless silence, it was enough to make any outsider's gaze curious, to make them wonder, how far off the script had they gone? And if someone happened to take a photo from afar, blurry, shaky, no faces, people would argue for months about whether it was Sam and Caitriona. But only the two of them knew, it wasn't a movie, it wasn't a scene, it was a moment that belonged only to them. Sam's Jeep was parked slightly off to the side of the hill, its tires digging into the damp grass. It was hard to see from a distance, but if you went in the right direction, you could still see traces of them leaving the group. As the sun set, the temperature dropped rapidly, the wind carrying cold moisture seeped through the trees. Sam pulled his jacket closer around their shoulders, while Caitriona still leaned against the tree trunk, her eyes half closed as if enjoying that rare freedom. Meanwhile, on the set, the studio assistant, Liam, was checking the cast list before packing up the props. Liam was not close to Sam or Kate, but many years of working in large film crews gave him a sensitive sense for anything unusual. When checking the service vehicle, he noticed that Jeep number 3 was no longer in the parking lot. At first, he thought the production team had borrowed it, but when he asked over the walkie-talkie, no one confirmed it. Liam did not rush to inform the director or manager because he knew the two main actors had just gone through a 6-day filming schedule. His instincts told him they simply wanted to get away for a while. He quietly took his small flashlight and walked along the dirt path leading towards the hill. He didn't turn it on, didn't call out names, just followed the new tire tracks. When he approached a clearing, Liam stopped. Not far away, under the shadow of a tree, the last pale light reflected off the familiar curve of Sam's face. And right next to him was Caitriona's reddish-brown hair, leaning against each other's shoulders in silence, not acting, not preparing for a scene. Liam stood still, not taking another step. He didn't hear anything, just saw their figures close enough to feel that this wasn't an abandoned scene. Part of his professional instincts reminded him to turn around and report. But another part, the subtlety that few people on the crew still had, made him take only a few steps back, trying not to make a sound. As he turned, Liam's shoes accidentally broke a dry branch. Sam tilted his head slightly, his eyes sensing something. He didn't stand up or look alert, just looked in the direction Liam was slowly retreating into the shadows. For a moment their eyes met, no words came out, but both knew the other knew, and wouldn't say anything. Liam didn't return to the set right away, but stood a distance away, waiting a few minutes to make sure they weren't accidentally caught by anyone else. He took out his walkie-talkie and turned on the shortwave. Jeep 3 is being checked in the lot down the slope, don't report missing. Everyone just keep packing. No one asked any more questions. Under the trees, Caitriona opened her eyes after hearing the slight crack. "Is someone coming?" she said very softly. Sam nodded, her eyes devoid of worry, "but they're sensible." Kate smiled slightly, not the kind of smile meant for the camera. She pulled her jacket tighter around them, leaning back against his shoulder. "At least someone knows when to be quiet." Nearly an hour later, when the sky had turned a deep purple blue, they stood up. Sam brushed the grass from under Kate's jacket, and she tied her hair back but didn't tidy it up as usual. They didn't rush back, just walked slowly to the car, as if trying to contain something that didn't want to end. On the way back, the headlights didn't turn on right away, they drove slowly in the fading light of the last sunset. No one mentioned being almost caught. No one needed a confidentiality agreement. It was the silence that made everything more real than any scene they had ever filmed. When they drove back to the trailer, Liam was still standing near the engineering area, holding a clipboard, pretending to check the equipment. The sound of the car arriving made several other staff members look up, but Liam deliberately stepped forward a beat, saying as if he had prepared in advance. "You found the car? I thought it was in the props area." Sam stopped the car, looked at him briefly, no thanks, no explanation, just enough eyes to confirm the silent agreement. Caitriona said softly, "We'll go change right away. No need to report back." Liam just nodded, as if it was not a big deal. When they disappeared into their own trailer, he walked in the other direction, pretending to be busy until no one was paying attention. From that moment on, no one on the crew knew that Sam and Kate had left together. No one told, no one asked. Only one person happened to witness, and chose to stand outside as if nothing had happened. But the truth is, from the moment Liam actively avoided her, he unintentionally kept a private space for them, something that no script in the world could write.